Good morning, Paul Georgie from Allendale. It's Tuesday morning, May 21st, and the USDA released the weekly crop planting progress numbers yesterday afternoon, which surprised many in the trade. We had the largest number of corn acres planted in 1 week when you calculate the increase from 28% to 71%. The major increases came in the gut of the Corn Belt, Minnesota, Iowa, and Illinois. All of those states increased over 50% of their corn planted acres in 1 week. The total amounts to nearly 42 million acres of corn planted, and you add to that another 14 million acres of soybeans planted last week. So producers were extremely busy, and that's part of the reason why we're seeing some weight on the market here this morning. We've got corn down, soybeans, new crop beans are lower. Part of the reason we're seeing some weakness in the July contract, some profit taking in the bull spread there, where people had been buying July, selling the Ds. They're reversing that, taking some profits here this morning in anticipation that now that the crop is in the ground, we may see some grain and corn especially start to move. We are seeing basis in some areas drop here overnight, down 10 cents in at some of the processors. So things to watch going into this long weekend ahead of us here, the Memorial Day holiday. We've got still going to have weather issues. Our hearts and prayers go out to the people in Oklahoma who suffered and suffering through that dramatic tornado. There's going to be more weather systems and more problems as we move forward here into the rest of the planting season. Traders are worried about, can we get it planted? There's talk of prevent planting in North Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin. We still have time, so I wouldn't count on that. Talking to producers, they feel like if there's any way they can get a crop in the ground, they will do it, because preventive planting just doesn't pay the bills. Other news out of yesterday's report, wheat conditions did drop slightly, down to 31%. We are getting into more mature crop there, more and better analysis of what kind of situation we have in the hard red winter wheat. Spring wheat was progress there was fairly good. We had 67% planted in the spring wheat. Around the world, we've got Argentina, dock workers on strike because of pay issues. It seems like they do that quite often, but and usually don't last very long. So we'll have to monitor that very closely. Weather conditions around the world for wheat continue to improve. Europe's improving. Australia is getting their planting season underway and getting some moisture in the eastern part of Australia where it's needed. So that is also weighing on wheat prices here in the U.S. We've got option expiration on Friday as up for the June contracts at the Chicago Board of Trade. They could create some volatility going into the weekend. In the livestock trade, we had choice beef notch a new high again yesterday, $210.34 for choice beef. That was up 53 cents. Select was up $1.10 yesterday. We've seen cattle futures reverse some here, and due to an extremely oversold condition technically. We also had a cattle on feed report where it was a bit on the bearish side, and it seems like the pattern there is fade to report. So we'll have to see if we can follow through a second day in the cattle trade. Pork cutout values were just down slightly. The concern there on Friday about the virus going through the Iowa pork producers and pork farms. That seems to have subsided. The reality was it's not transmissible in the in wheat or in the meat, so looks like it could cause tighter supplies down the road, and actually could be friendly to price. I want to remind everybody we've got an Ag Leaders webinar coming up next Tuesday, May 28th, 8 p.m. Don't forget to sign up for that. And if you have any questions that you need help in putting together a risk management plan, call one of Allendale's representatives, and we'd be happy to help you work through that. You can reach us at 800-262-7538. We wish everybody a very successful trading day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow morning.